Good evening and welcome once again to Better Than Before. Always a little bit better than before. I'm Dave Edelstein, and every evening around this time I like to talk about mindfulness, communication, and connection. This is the big three for me. Connection being, of course, ever so important. But today we have a reader question, as they say, or an audience. That is, Dave, is this mindful communication really just for wimps? Is mindful communication just being about, oh, I'll just be very sensitive and and be nice? Is it just about being nice? And the answer to that is, don't be ridiculous. There's nothing not nice. There's nothing rude about mindful communication. Mindful communication really has no place for rudeness or gross behavior. But on the other hand, it's certainly not for wimps. Communicating mindfully takes guts. You can't hide if you're communicating mindfully. You have to be yourself. You have to be authentic. I do talk a lot about approaching conversations listening mode first. And mindful communication really requires this. You have to be prepared to hear and understand and recognize who the other person really is and accept that. It may not be easy. I'm a guy, so let's do this from the guy point of view. I remember, years ago when I was in the dating game and I would meet some young woman who I was really attracted to and get all interested and happy about meeting her and stuff. Was I prepared? Was I mindfully prepared to really see who she was, who she wanted to be, and say, we're on different paths. Who you want to be is great for you. I accept that. It's not my call. But that's not a fit. That's not going to work. If you're a wimp, you'll just say, oh, that's great. That's great. I'll do that. I'll do whatever you want. You wanna be a skydiving instructor? Well, I'm not going to tell you about my terrible fear of heights. I'll just say that's great. We'll do that. Let's roll. No. If you're a wimp, you're not going to be able to communicate mindfully. You're going to conceal your fears. You're going to conceal obstacles or problems or difficulties or challenges in a relationship and just try and paper them over. That's not communicating mindfully. It's not even being sensitive. It's just hiding from who you really are. The flip side is when you speak. Everybody has some element of their personality that they don't want anybody to know. It's not necessarily the worst part of their personality, but it's the part that they are ashamed of. That somehow, in the course of their lifetime, they've been conditioned to be really uncomfortable with this piece of who they are. Do you have in your relationship to mindfully communicate what this shame-inducing part of you is and say why? And say why it bothers you. And let the other person know that this is in you. If you're mindful, you've got to be authentic. You can't just say, well, I'll just keep that hidden. It'll be easier in some ways to keep that hidden up to a certain point until it comes leaking out all by itself. What do you do then? No, Mindful communication is not for wimps. It is not for the weak. You have to be prepared to accept who the other person is without judgment. If you're weak, you'll start judging them. Well, that's good, that's bad. No, they're just them. Good or bad is inside you. You can't be weak if you're going to include a wide variety of other people in your life. Oh no, she's toxic. She's what she is. The way she lives may not be your cup of tea, but she doesn't have to be toxic to you if you're strong. You can accept that this is a flawed person, just as you are a flawed person. If you're weak, you'll have trouble admitting and identifying and admitting your flaws. If you're mindful, you'll be aware of your flaws so that you can work on them, so that you can be better than before, so that you can grow and achieve and become more than you are. Not to feel better, not to communicate just to feel better. Oh, we had a nice chat. Mindful communication is not necessarily a nice chat. Maybe nice. It'll be bonding. It brings you together in the sense of two real persons revealing who they are and getting to know each other better. The things you find out may not be nice. It'll be challenging, it'll be interesting. You'll grow from a conversation like that, a mindful conversation. You'll find out things you never imagined. But it won't happen if you're weak. Mindful communication is not about chattering along in some wimpy manner. Being mindful is demanding. As you have emotional reactions, you have to sort out what's going on inside of you and admit it honestly to yourself. A good mindful conversation with someone else may reveal weaknesses in yourself, failings in yourself, artificialities in yourself that you never thought you had. So, mindful communication is about growth. It's about strength. It's about developing strength. It's about becoming stronger. It's about becoming better than before. This is what we do. I encourage you to communicate mindfully, to live mindfully, to live authentically. Not for the weak. Good night. See you tomorrow. Thanks for checking in. Bye.